This is Tammy with Bar R Barn Quilts. The barn quilt that I am making now is a Diamond Y. It is a 2x2 out of plywood. It is a custom order for someone in Addison, Alabama. The Diamond Y is their brand. So I'm setting up now to cut a 4x4 sheet of plywood to get 2x2s out of this. You can get 4 out of the sheet, of course. And as you will see here in a minute, I have some issues. I have always cut my boards this way, between that and the table saw, but I bought a new saw and it gave me fits from the beginning to the end. I'm not for sure what the problem was with this. I've always used a level as a straight edge or a yardstick. Um, the wood was pretty much flat, but just kept binding up. I had to edit some of this out because there was some frustration, as you can see. I finally was able to get it cut, but I had basically ruined the other 2x2s where I could have had to use it to make 1x1s. All right, I'm measuring these down from a 2x4 sheet down into a 2x2. Once I get that measured down, I move over to the table saw and I set my guide as a guide that I built into the table, which after I realized this, I had no reason to mark my board because all I have to do is set the guide at 24 inches. Um, so once I got this cut, I was able to take it back, and here in a second you're going to see where I end up sanding the boards. The two little rugrats you see running around is Shiloh is the black dog, Tibbs is the blue heeler, and then earlier you saw Imogene. Alright, I am using 80 grit sandpaper as I just showed. When I do the plywood, I sand down all of the edges, I sand down the corners, and I sand down the face that I'm actually going to be painting on. As always, clean up after yourself. Alright, at this point I have moved up to the woman cave. I am applying a primer coat, which is a well-known primer that I've used. This is my first round of barn quilts using it. There are 4 collars on this design. The sheet of paper that you see, that is what I go off of. I do a grid pattern. This one is a 6x6 pattern. I go anywhere 4x4 up to 12x12s. I draw out the grid pattern and then I'll go off of that. Here in a second, you will see where I start drawing the lines within each of the grid patterns, and then that will give me the overall design that you see on the image there beside me. All right. I always draw an image first that I have something to go by. Here I am drawing the lines. Once I get done drawing the lines I need, I'll go back and erase the lines that I don't need, and then I will cover those with primer before I go to paint. Here I am drawing the diamond of the Diamond Y brand. Once I got into drawing it, my math was not working and I realized I had drawn it wrong. So I had to go back, correct it, which is why they invented erasers. Got everything remarked and then finished with the diamond. Once I got done with the diamond, I moved on to the Y part of the brand. I could not go and just get a stencil of a Y. The Y is very unique, so I had to actually use math and angles and all that, which I am horrible at. So I did cheat. As you can see, I have a picture of it. So I cheated and was able to figure it out, which took me quite a while to do that. This was stumping me. I did have to reference that image quite a few times. But in the end, it did come out and the customer was happy with the results. Now on to the actual painting of the barn quilt. As you see, I've already done the first coat of white on the outside. It has completely dried, which now allowed me to move to the inside. The way I choose where to start painting is random. It's basically where can I paint and not get my arm stuck into wet paint and transfer that wet paint somewhere else. I have now started the second coat of white. You will see a big difference once you get that second coat on, but it'll still look like it needs more. All of my barn quilts gets a minimum of 3 coats unless it just covers well. Sometimes grays will cover well, certain blues will cover well. Um, so I will go through. Most of them will get 3 coats on all colors, and then I'll go back and do touch-ups. So once you get to the end of the video and you see the finished product on the last screen of me painting the second coat, just keep in mind I do put another coat on, so it may not look completely finished, but there will be another coat, and in some cases there will be a 4th coat. Alrighty, I've started the second coat of dark blue. If you look up to the triangle in the top, you can already see the difference between a first and second coat. After I finish the second coat on this, I will be moving to the light blue first coat. Alright, I have started the second coat of light blue. Both of the blues covered really well on this one. I think there was just a few touch-ups I had to do in certain sections, and then just go back and with a small brush and really hit the lines on a few places. I was happy with that. Here in a minute, I'll start the browns. The brown actually took 4 coats, and some places even more than that. It was just, it is the belly of the beast when it comes to painting. Some colors will be easy, and others will be the bane of your existence. Even though the brown was one that took multiple coats, I really liked how this turned out. The brown color was requested by the customer, wanted me to match up another brown. And considering everything, I think I'd gotten really close. With my barn quilts, if you want one or whatever, I do custom colors. I do mix my paints. So this is one where I was able to take an image he had and match up the colors the best that I could. All right, I'm starting the second coat. Starting in the middle and then I'll work the way out. You will really see a big difference between the first and second coat in the browns, but you will still see imperfections, or at least I do, as far as the color. So I did, like I said, go back and did a third and I think a fourth coat on some of it, on most of it. I did here in a minute. You will see I'm doing a third coat. This is the second coat on the Diamond Y, and I ended up doing a third coat on it. And I do not remember if I did a fourth in the Diamond Y or not. If you're interested in a barn quilt of your own, you can contact me through Facebook, Instagram, or my email address. That information is at the end of the video. Thanks for watching and love you.